How to actually love yourself. That's a tough one, but I've got a little exercise you can try later in this video. For the longest time, I was really confused about what self-love was. I think I still am, but it's getting clearer now. Anytime I would hear people say they love themselves, I would get so confused. I would think to myself, how does that even work? I seem to remember a cautionary tale about a guy named Narcissus who falls in love with his reflection in a pool, and because of how much he likes looking at himself, he either starves or drowns depending on what version you're hearing. I thought that love was an outwardly directed feeling. You love someone, you love something, or if you want to take it as a verb, a way you act towards others, treating them with respect, care, consideration, and friendship. I thought it was something you had to earn from others based on what you can offer them. Someone could only love me if I show them how valuable I can be to them. If I tend to their every want and care, if I do favors for them, I have to give them a reason to love me back, because why would someone just feel that for me? I know now that isn't true, but the concept of loving yourself was completely foreign to me. I heard people talking about it, I saw people living it. I mean, you've heard people say, I learned to love myself, or if you don't love yourself, how in the hell are you gonna love somebody else? And you see it too. You sense a glow from people that actually love themselves, and maybe you even hold quiet envy for them. And when you see these people, you start to wonder, what is it they're doing that I'm not doing? Are they being narcissistic? How could they give something to themselves that is supposed to be given to you by someone else? And then you think a little deeper. Well, wait a minute. I feel things for friends, family, loved ones, our species, animals, nature, concepts, things, art, music. I don't really need them to work for it to have it from me. So why am I holding myself to this impossible and unfair standard? And these things I feel, the respect, the gratitude, the comfort, that feels a little different. So then you start to realize, oh wait, well maybe I'm going about this all wrong. At least for myself, I realized my views on love were limiting. In my outlook, love was either romantic, the kinds of feelings that make you want to count each and every one of someone's freckles, or tell them how you found the very meaning of life in the deepest corners of their eyes, or platonic, the kind of love that makes you want to take a bullet for your friend in a stick-up. And then you start to think, well, I know I'm capable of most of these feelings because I feel these things for other people, but are those feelings what I need to apply to myself? And what does that look like? Because I don't want to be staring in my reflection and starve or drown depending on what version I'm getting. I started looking inward for the answers to these questions and for the feelings I wanted to experience. And in that process, I learned that there's a different kind of love, the kind of love that only you can give to yourself, the kind of love that comes from true self-assurance, acceptance, and trust in yourself, graciousness, kindness, understanding, and respect for you. I learned that self-love means giving yourself acceptance for your very being, accepting your flaws, quirks, and failures as a part of you, and choosing to respect yourself despite your perceived shortcomings. It means treating yourself with the same respect you would treat anyone else with. You wouldn't tell someone something even half as cruel as the things you tell yourself, so why would you tell yourself? It means trusting in the very best of yourself, trusting you can act with integrity and act with honesty. You can act with kindness. It means taking care of yourself and not abandoning and betraying yourself in order to please someone else, not sacrificing yourself to lift someone else, trusting that you'll be okay no matter what shit gets thrown your way because you have your back. A lot of this is easier said than done. And speaking for myself, I didn't always feel like I deserved that. And when you feel like you don't deserve it, it's hard to imagine living in that way. People usually only accept the love they think they're worthy of. People who don't think they deserve love accept poor treatment from others and turn down good treatment. People who don't think they deserve love for themselves will put themselves down and treat themselves poorly. And if you don't believe you deserve to be treated well, you're going to shut it down when you have it, no matter if it's from you or someone else, and you're going to be lonelier, more isolated, and more alienated from yourself and from the people that care about you. I think that's why cultivating self-love is so important. Anyways, I learned a pretty helpful exercise that I think can help. I want you to picture someone you love, whoever popped into your head first when I said that. Like really, someone you would take a bullet for. I want you to feel those feelings when you think of that person. What do you feel? Think about it. Do you feel comfort, safety, and lightness? Respect, care, and gratitude, friendship? Now imagine it's a Friday night, you and this person are out on the town, and a witch having a bad day crosses your path, and boom, Freaky Friday situation, and you've swapped bodies for a bit. So you are now living as this person. What decisions are you going to make? What choices are you going to make? You are now responsible for the well-being and nourishment of someone you care very deeply about. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna do everything you can to set them up for success, right? I mean, really think about this. If you encounter hardship, are you just gonna give up? Like if your person really wanted to write a book or write a song or start a business, are you gonna pack it in at the first sign of trouble? Hell no. You're gonna make a plan and figure out how to get to the finish line. If someone treats you disrespectfully, are you just gonna take that? Hell no. You're gonna have the self-respect to say, nah, this isn't okay, see ya. Are you gonna beat yourself up, talk badly to yourself, call yourself stupid or worthless? Hell no. You can't imagine saying that to this person, can you? And if you have obligations to make, are you just gonna ditch them? Hell no. If there's something your person wants, are you just gonna say, nah, I could never? Hell no. You're gonna do everything you can to help your person reach their goals and dreams. The feelings you feel for this person in this weird body swap situation, that's what you need to start feeling towards yourself. Those feelings of protectiveness and I got you, that's what you need to channel into yourself. You need to practice feeling this way about yourself, and you need to realize, oh wait, I am worth thinking about in this way. The point I'm trying to make is you treat your friends and loved ones completely differently, but the way you treat a friend or a loved one is the way you need to treat yourself. You need to talk to yourself like you're talking to a friend. When your friend is going through a tough time, are you gonna beat them up about it and make it even worse? Hell no. You're gonna say, hey, that's okay. I understand why you're feeling down. How can we make this better? And if your friend has something they feel insecure about, are you gonna point it out even more and make fun of them for it? Hell no. You're gonna help them to love and accept that quirk about themselves. Self-love doesn't mean you want to make out with yourself in the mirror. It doesn't mean you're narcissistic. It only means you treat yourself with kindness, respect, and understanding. That was the missing piece for me, and those are the fundamental pillars of any kind of love, and I can apply that towards myself. Another way you can think about it, and this is going to be kind of out there, is like with evolution. You hear so often survival of the fittest, but I feel like that's kind of misused, because really evolution is just survival of the just fit enough to be able to pass on your genes. I'm not saying you have to think of yourself as like a god, or you have to think of yourself as the best person on earth, or that you are this infallible being and like pillar of light and wisdom. You just have to treat yourself with the bare minimum that you would treat anyone else with. The bare minimum is a standard that is higher than beating yourself up, negative self-talk, calling yourself names, stopping yourself from experiencing new things or experiencing opportunities. Because a lot of people, they struggle with accepting that they are worth treating well for whatever reason, shame or trauma. So if it helps, you can think about, hey, at least, you know, my friends are worth being treated with the bare minimum. I know it's not easy. It's really hard. So don't go beating yourself up if you're not getting it right away, or, you know, you're only human. It's okay for this to be hard. You can do it. You got this. Romantic love, platonic love, self-love, no matter what kind of love, it's a verb. It's an action. You can't tell someone you love them, or you can't tell someone you care about them and then not act like it. You have to practice this. You can't just expect to swim the moment you step foot in a lake. You have to show yourself through your actions that you respect yourself and that you hold yourself in esteem, that you are accepting of yourself and gracious towards yourself, and that you are your own friend, and that you do deserve this. You're deserving of this just by being yourself. You are your own friend because you are yourself, and you have your own back, and you're gonna be okay. I know it's not easy, but sometimes we have to do the hard things, and it gets easier the more you do it. I'm willing to bet you can do it. Anyways, I hope that helped. Thank you for listening to my ramblings. Okay, bye.